Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. Back outside in the weird winter lighting with the Novablast 5. We are going to be doing some daily trainer comparisons with the Novablast 5 today. This was highly requested. People keep asking me. This is the hottest shoe on the streets right now. People keep asking me to compare it to this, to compare it to that. So we're gonna smash them all together in this video. Now, a few announcements before we get into today's video. First, a lot of people have been asking me for a podcast version of this. A lot of people have been asking me for a podcast version of this show. And I finally have figured out how to do it. So you can now find what I'm calling the Daily Hobby Jogger Show. You can now find us on Apple. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us wherever you listen to your podcasts. For now, it's going to be the same version of the video. Same exact version of the video, but in audio format every day on wherever you listen to your podcast. So that's announcement one. The other piece of that is if you enjoy the videos, make sure to do the rating thing. I think that helps. Do the star rating and leave a review on your podcast platform. Second, Hobby Jogger running hats are back in stock. Lots of people have been asking me about that. You can find them at hobbyjogger.com. And third, we got something new. It just came. It just came in the mail today. I am super excited for this one. Let's take a look. Ooh, baby. Can you see that? I have to put it on right now. Hold on. I have the Oxford on. I think I need to take the Oxford fully off for this. I had to chase down the bag. But Hobby Jogger hoodies, we now have Hobby Jogger hoodies. We have the Hobby Jogger running hats. We don't have the truckers anymore because Charlie said she didn't want to pack them up. But Hobby Jogger hoodies are now for sale on hobbyjogger.com as well. I listen to you guys. Here's the thing. If you want a shoe review, if you want a Hobby Jogger hoodie, if you want a podcast, I will listen to you. So let me know your requests for merch and shoes and I'll get it to you. Adios Pro 4 coming soon too, by the way. Stay tuned for that one. A lot of people requested it. All right, enjoy today's video. Man, that is crispy. Hold on. Oh, embroidered. It is embroidered too. By the way, same Hobby Jogger logo that you know and love. Now on the oversized chunky hoodie. Let's go. Bang. What is up, guys? It is Thursday, December 5th. 2 days now from my ultra, my first 50K, and it's actually a little bit warmer out here today, which is nice. I do have the full fleece on right now, but I can finally take off this fleece for the run, and I don't have to run in the fleece. But man, I've gotten so many questions about the Novablast 5 since I got it in, so I wanted to take an opportunity to do a full comparison video, just smash them all together, all the comparisons you guys are asking me about, to let you know which of these shoes you should buy. People are asking me to compare it to the SL2, to the 1080 V14, to the Superblast 2, all of which I have, I think, nearly 100 miles in. Let's see, SL2 I have 120, Superblast 2 I have about, I think, between 70 and 80, and then the 1080 V14 I have over 100 miles in that. So I'm going to get some more miles in the Novablast this morning, and then we can come back, we can do our full comparison to all those other guys. Man, this is a comfortable shoe. This is one of those shoes, this is a daily trainer. It's one of those shoes where you put it on, it just feels right. It's not too tight, not too loose, not too soft, not too firm. It's right in that Goldilocks zone. This is a really nice shoe. You put it on, you just want to run. All right, let's do this thing. All right, run for the day in the books. We are tapering down, so we're keeping the mileage short. 6 miles in 30 709 pace, just about 45 minutes. Look at that. So 45-minute run, 2 days out from the ultra. I would typically be going 60 to 90 minutes in the morning with a double in the afternoon, but as I talked about in my taper video yesterday, on the week before the race, goal is to be sharp and fresh. So we're taking the weighted vest of mileage off. But normal everyday run, and that's where this thing really shines. This is a true daily trainer. It's supportive. Look, supportive, wide base, feels great across a variety of paces, is easy to run in, lightweight for what it is, comfortable upper. This embodies the spirit of what a daily trainer or an everyday running should be. Cushion, comfort, and ease. A bunch of people were triggered that I said the SL, Evo SL from Adidas was a bad daily trainer. I don't know why they were so triggered because and they're saying, oh, that's a hot take, you're a contrarian. Is it a hot take to say a shoe with a 100% race foam midsole and a plate piece in there is a bad daily trainer? Those are elements of technology designed to make it a speed shoe. And I said it's an awesome speed shoe, but not a great daily trainer. Likewise, this would not be a great shoe for attempting a 2:30 marathon. You could certainly do that, but it wouldn't be the optimal shoe. And with so many shoes on the market, even the best shoes like the Novablast 5, this is going to be one of the best shoes on the market, isn't going to be great for everything. Same thing with the Evo SL. Awesome shoe for running fast, not an awesome shoe for versatility and everyday miles. That's where the Novablast 5 really shines. Versatility, everyday miles. If you're running your first marathon, yes, this is going to leave you supported, comfortable, and confident doing that race. But if you're running your 10th marathon and you're going for a sub 3 or a sub 3:30 and you want the utmost in performance and pop, this is not going to be it. So different shoes for different use cases. This is the one that can handle the bulk of your training mileage. If you're running 60, 70 miles a week during marathon training, you can confidently pull for this. For most of your runs, you might want another shoe, 1 or 2 other shoes for speed work, but this can handle the recovery runs. This can handle everyday runs. We did some strides in there, and it was awesome. I felt like the Flash on those strides. And it wasn't giving me a ton of speed assistance at my high-end speeds, but it was easy to get up on the toes, and it wasn't holding me back. I was putting a lot of force up into the front here. Let me throw up the splits, actually. I'll throw them up right now. I was putting a lot of force up into the front, getting down to 410, 430, 450 pace, and I didn't feel a ton of speed assistance and bounce from the shoe, but nice toe spring here that made it easy to grip and rip up in the front on the dry roads. And on the dry roads, grip is fine. It's just that wet weather grip that's not going to be great in this guy. So I'm going to go pull those other shoes, and then let's head down to the street, do some comparisons. All right, Asics Novablast 5 comparisons here. Let's start it off with the lowest priced one here, $130. This is the Adizero SL2. Now, the difference between the Adizero SL2 and Novablast 5, SL2 does use a race foam in the midsole here, so you have Adidas's Light Strike Pro. You also have a higher drop. So this is a 9mm drop versus an 8mm drop, and you have less foam in the SL2. So the SL2, more flexible, more ground feel, less cushioned, also lighter weight. This comes in around 20 grams lighter weight in my size than the Novablast 5. So I would choose the SL2 over the Novablast 5 if you want something lighter weight specifically for faster daily miles. So again, I was out here with the Evo SL, and I said the Evo SL is a bad daily trainer. That does not make it a bad shoe. It means it's specialized for something, and all of these shoes on the market, given the breadth of options out there, are more specialized for one thing or another thing. That's what the market is in 2024. There's a lot of specialized shoes. The Novablast is specialized more in comfort, and it's ironic to say, but comfort and versatility. So that means if you want something fast, if I knew I were going to do a workout, this isn't the shoe I would pick. It wouldn't be the Novablast 5. I would pick the SL2 over the Novablast 5 for a workout. Now, because the Novablast 5 has more cushion, this is the one that I would choose for long runs. So if you would rather have long run performance, Novablast 5. If you would rather have speed performance, SL2. If you would rather have wet weather grip, SL2 if you would rather have off-road grip, if you're doing light gravel trails. Both of these can do them, but you will be less annoyed in the SL2. This rubber is a lot better. It's not even the Continental rubber, but I've taken this down some off-road paths and it did really well. That being said, you'll be more protected from the rocks in the Novablast 5. And if you want a comfortable padded upper, that will also be the Novablast 5 here. And then for stability, if you want stability, bada boom, bada bang, Novablast 5. So stability and long runs, Novablast 5. Speed and grip, Adizero SL2. Price is very similar, $130 versus $140. There are a few sizes actually in the SL2 on Running Warehouse for $100 that you can get for $90 with the code that we have on the Supwell app. So keep an eye out for those. All right, next up here, $165, New Balance, 1080 V13. So this is on the opposite side of the spectrum from the SL2. If the SL2 is the fast, lightweight race foam one, the New Balance is all the way over here as the cushioned comfort one. So that's gonna be the difference between the New Balance and the Novablast. Both of these are cushioned, both of these are comfortable. However, the New Balance is a more specialized shoe in providing a soft, relaxed underfoot feel. So let's reverse what we had last time. Last time I said SL2 is the one to go if you want speed. If you'd rather have some speed capability in your daily trainer, Novablast 5 over the 1080. The 1080 is not a good shoe for pace pickups. It's not a shoe where I would want to be ripping off 420 pace strides like I was at this morning. It's not a shoe where I'd want to take out for any sort of workout. That is the Novablast 5 if I had to pick between these two. Likewise, for long run performance, I did do a 20-mile long run in the New Balance. I personally do not like super soft shoes when I'm going over 2 hours, and this is a super soft shoe. So I did it, and it was fine. It wasn't bottoming out, but I prefer the Novablast 5. So long run performance, Novablast 5. Any type of speed capability, Novablast 5. If you want soft cushion comfort, that's the 1080 V13. If you are worried about bottoming out shoes, if you're a bigger runner, tend to put more force down into your shoes, have experienced bottoming out in the past, that's the Novablast 5. The 5 is softer than the 4 in the Novablast, but it's not as soft as a fresh foam shoe. It's not as soft as the SL2 over there from the Adidas. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned that, but the Adidas SL2, that's the one to get if you want soft. It is still a cushioned and protective and supportive shoe up in the forefoot here. So they've softened it up, but it's not gonna bottom out, as verified on that 20-mile long run I did in this. The New Balance for me always feels like it's on the verge of bottoming out. And I always say I'm 160. I actually think I'm 155 now. I'm between 155 and 160, 6'2". This is always on the verge of bottoming out for me. A very comfortable shoe, but very soft. Just, can you see this? You can't, it's kind of hard to see. Just trust me, it's a very soft shoe in the 1080. So if you do not like soft shoes, or you're worried about a softer foam collapsing underneath the weight of your stride, that would be the Novablast 5. But if you want a true recovery shoe, if you want something for those relaxed miles, you're not worried about versatility, you're not worried about long run performance, maybe you're doing marathon training, or you're just doing 30-minute runs and you're in that soft boy winter zone. By the way, I didn't have to come soft boy winter this morning. I've been putting on the big fleece, even the fur, the down jacket with the fur, and those thick 300-gram gloves, but not today because it's back up to 50 degrees American here, which is nice. But for a soft boy winter, if you want something nice and soft and cozy, that's the 1080 V13. And the benefit of a soft shoe for the winter too is that even if the midsole firms up a touch, it's not going to brick up too much because it is so soft. Wet weather grip, New Balance also takes it. Novablast 5 is not good. So soft comfort, 1080 V13, versatility and long runs, that's the Novablast 5. Now, last comparison here, Superblast 2 coming in. Oh, by the way, I should tell you this before we get to the Superblast. This is $165. Novablast is just a better deal at $140 because it's more versatile. It doesn't have as much of that soft comfort underfoot. It still is a comfortable shoe, but you are paying for that fresh foam softness. So if you do not like softness, this is not a good deal. Also, if you just want a good deal on a versatile shoe, that's the Novablast for $140. One of the best deals on the market, all around do-it-all shoe for $140. And that takes me to the Superblast at $200. This is the most expensive training shoe in the Asics lineup. That is until at least they release the Sonic Blast next year. That's going to be a plated version kind of the Superblast with the FF Blast. I think the construction of it is going to be top layer of FF Blast Max, plastic plate, and then bottom layer of this. So it's going to be like a plated combination of the Novablast and Superblast, which on paper sounds incredible. Let's see how they execute it. I know the CEO of Asics was wearing it at the New York City Marathon, but that sounds like an absolute, I was gonna say the B word, but we don't say that. That sounds like a fire biz, I'll just say it. It sounds like a banger of a shoe. Hopefully they execute it well. Now, Superblast, difference between Superblast and Asics and Novablast here is that Superblast uses race foam. This pink is race foam. It is firmer, it's crunchier, it's also slightly lighter weight and higher stack than the Novablast. That being said, the Novablast to me feels more normal to run in. The Superblast, it feels like I have to run in a certain way to activate this shoe. I am not a lover of the Superblast, but those people who are lovers of the Superblast will tell you it makes it easier to run and hold certain paces. So people who choose the Superblast over the Novablast typically can activate the foam more through their running style or their weight. If they weigh more, they like the bounce of the Superblast and they like the lightweight for longer runs. But in these generations, these two shoes are not that far apart in weight. They're only about 15 to 20 grams apart in weight, and that's an area of variation where you're not gonna feel a 10 to 15 to 17 gram weight difference all that much. You can, depending on what socks you're wearing and how rested you are, feel the difference. It's not like you're running the SL2 versus the Hoka Skyward X, where there's a huge amount of difference in weight. But definitely a bigger shoe on foot, the Superblast, even though the weight is lower. And yes, you will get some more bounce out of this when you're putting the force down. For me personally, for most people out there, I would recommend the Novablast though. Better deal at $140, more versatile feeling. To me, where you're really gonna get the benefit of the Superblast is if you are putting down more weight into the platform. If you need that wet weather grip 100%, the Superblast is gonna be better. And if you're doing serious marathon training, you like the feeling of a slightly firmer platform and you want something for long runs with marathon pace, if you're in that 3:30 to 4:30 marathon zone, you will love the Superblast. Probably, because most people do. I don't personally. You will probably love this for your marathon training long runs. But for everyday miles, Novablast. For most people, Novablast. I'm not a lover of the Superblast, but the grip is great. The bounce when you can activate the foam is great. The durability on the Superblast will also be better, so that is something to consider if you're someone who doesn't like buying a lot of shoes. But if you're watching this video, you probably are someone who likes buying a lot of shoes. Stability on these is also equivalent. So these are two really similar shoes in this generation, and because of that, I've just had fewer issues with the Novablast so far versus the Superblast. I'll recommend the Novablast. It just feels like a better deal to me, and I know you guys probably aren't surprised at that. The looks, by the way, looks of both of these shoes are great. Just feels like the better deal to me. It's the easier shoe to run in, more enjoyable shoe to run in for me. Stability is equal, protection is roughly equal. Superblast takes it a bit on protection. It's just a $60 difference. $60 difference, and if you're not gonna be running speed workouts or long runs with pace in either of these shoes, then the Novablast is definitely the better deal. I also mention the stability on the Novablast is much better than the 1080. So there you have it. Those are the Novablast 5 comparisons. Make sure to sign up for the Supwell app. Make sure to pick up your Hobby Jogger hat. I'll be back tomorrow with another video.